Alright, the render is finished. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I really like it. Maybe we have to change the lens a little bit for the DOF. And maybe we have to change the HDRI a little bit where we can make this later on. First of all, I really want to make the most important material. And this would be probably the rust texture that we need. So we probably have a lot of things that we can choose from if we just simply search on Google, as you can see here, something like that. I'm not sure which one I did take, to be honest, but I probably did exactly the same search, but I can't really remember what it was. This is really overwhelming. This is a lot of stuff. Good question. Maybe something like that. I like that. Even though it's not so high resolution, but I really like this map, I think. Okay. And let's just simply save it for now. Somewhere on the desktop is absolutely fine. And we create a new material, shader, Maxwell material. And we'll create a metal material here quickly. Let's make it metal, not really aluminium, maybe something like... Oh, can I then even load something? That's a good question, I'm not sure. Dust and dirt preparation. No, not really. Okay. Let's just delete this material here. I think we have to make it on our own this time, which shouldn't really be a problem at all. And we'll just simply call this here rust. And this is our main material anyway. And we jump into the BSDF, reflectance 0%, and load our map. No, I want to have the rust map. Let's maybe rename this one before we load it. Let's just call it rust. Alright, let's click close. And before I do anything else, I want to jump into my preferences. Maxwell preview. I want to have as a preview spheres fine. No. Default size large. There was something where I could have changed the. Oh, here we go. Maxwell preview scene stage 2. Viewport textures maybe 512 for 512. Sampling level maybe something like 12. Preview threads 15, please. Okay, perfect. And this will probably not take effect now, only when we create the next material. Touch it as L12. Okay, doesn't look too bad. But we definitely now need here an ND, maybe click here on phosphorus now. K value, I have no clue. Maybe something like 1 point. No, we don't really need the K value for now. ND3 might be just fine. Roughness, we really need to get the roughness down here a little bit, but not too much since it's rust. This would mean we would get a normal metal material, which is not really so cool. Not sure if I like this right now. Reflectance 90 degrees. Let's maybe rotate the same map, even though this might not be right. Yeah, but I think it works definitely better. Let's get down with the roughness here a little bit, and let's change the ND here down to. Well, I think we definitely have to play around here a little bit. I haven't worked with Maxwell in ages, to be honest. Well, not really in ages, but I have to get into it a little bit more. Okay, so let's just simply drop this on here onto our helix, and the problem is we don't see any preview, which is really bad. So we need to textures is ticked on. Okay, so we have to load the same map here into a normal Cinema 4D material, and drop it onto our null, where we have now this Maxwell material, so we can see a little bit better what's going on. Let's jump. First of all, let's keep the camera protection tag, so we're not changing anything. And as you can see, this is completely badly aligned, so UV mapping is definitely something that won't work. We can try spherical and make it really, really small here. Yeah, maybe something like 1%. And let's make this smaller here as well. Oh, that's already minus, sorry. 4, 3, no. That's maybe 1. Let's see how this looks. Nah, not really cool. No, we can't work like that. Let's try it with cylindrical. No, not really cool. Let's try it flat. Wow! Oh my goodness. Okay, we have to make this way larger here. Maybe something like that, and this we will make larger as well. Okay, so let's go with flat mapping. Let's try it with 42-20%, and let's copy this over to this sweep NURBS, and copy this over here to this sweep NURBS and this sweep NURBS. And now we have to check here those stuff. So we drop this here on the cloner, and let's try it with the exactly same thing. For what was it? 42-20, something like that. Must be right. Yeah. Okay, this might look a little bit out of scale, but we don't care. What we definitely do need is also a bump map. Where was bump again? Here, somewhere here. Oh my goodness. Global bump, here we go. Boom. Let me first of all open up this texture in Photoshop. And let's make it to something like a bump map. Let's change it to black and white. Corrections, black and white. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. We have to change this in the other direction, something like that. Yeah, maybe that's a bump map that will work for us. Maybe something like that. Okay, and let's save it. TIFF is good. TIFF has the best black and white. How can I say that? Depth. So TIFF is definitely a good idea. And we'll just simply open this up here. Okay, and close, and let's see what we get. A global bump. 20, 89. Oh yeah, now it really starts to look something like Rust. I like that. Let's get the roughness a little bit more down. Yeah. Nice and dirty. That's good. Like it. Like it, like it, like it. Okay. And let's drop our Rust material now everywhere. Oh, what we could do, if we don't wanna work so accurate, we could just simply go here and do a right click here, go select textures, text objects, and then just simply go apply. And Cinema 4D will always take the texture that is on the last slot or in the last place, and all those will here be overwritten, but I will delete them anyway. So yeah, but we don't have to drag and drop now. So okay, alright, let's jump back into our camera, and I will do a quick test render again and see how it looks. I mean, we could also look through fire, but sometimes, I mean, this is really the most important material, and I just want to make sure that it really looks a little bit good. I'm not sure yet, to be honest, because I think that's really brownish right now. Too brown, maybe. I couldn't really say what kind of texture I used here. Maybe I need to go back here a little bit so I can see this better. Really not sure. Okay, you can already tell this looks kind of blah. It looks kind of, what the hell should that be? So I think we just simply have to work with the stuff here. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I know why it's looking blah. Because I didn't change here anything to, because I didn't overwrite those Cinema 4D materials. We didn't get the same alignment, so we'll just simply select all of those, go protection flat, length 42, length V20, and now we render again and see what we get. Okay, but it's clear that's looking really bad. That was my mistake. Okay, we'll just simply pause the video and then we talk about it. Okay, well, the rust material doesn't look too bad, but what you can see is that here the texture always repeats, which is not so good. And also I don't like the color yet, and I don't like the lightning yet, so we definitely have to play around with this a little bit more till we are definitely satisfied with this. So we'll just simply stop it here, and we just simply need to make those textures a little bit better. But I really need Maxwell Fire now, otherwise I can't see what I'm doing when I'm changing the textures now, and I don't always want to drop the Cinema 4D material on there to see what's going on in the scene. So let me duplicate this camera and let me delete the protection tag so I can move around a little bit closer here on this stuff. Okay, and let me set the f-stop higher, maybe to something like 5. Okay, and let's select all of those materials and make this here maybe to 60. I have to reload the scene. No, this didn't really help. Let's bring this to 20 and this maybe to 100. Sweet mother, come on. No, I don't really think I get along here with Maxwell Fire, and also forgot to select this one. Okay, I think this is enough to change here things around. We'll just simply make this here. I'm not 100% sure how I did map this last time. I think I definitely spent a lot of playing around with this here, with the correct mapping. Yeah, flat might be good, maybe cubic. No. Frontal, no, definitely not frontal. Maybe it was spatial, maybe. Can't really tell. I really wish I still would have this scene file, but as I said, it's not there anymore. I could also change this here to seamless, but this wouldn't really help, to be honest. I mean, maybe it would help, maybe not. Can't really tell. And I'm not sure if Maxwell can work with frontal is not good anyway. Let's change it here to spatial. Yeah, I think spatial might be fine. I'm not sure if Maxwell materials work here with the seamless option of Cinema 4D anyway, but we can try it if it does. So 39, 20% and spatial as mapping. Spatial 39, and what was the other value? 22? Is that right? No, 20. Okay. 20. Okay, it's already at 20. Let's drop one of those materials down here. Delete the Cinema 4D thing. And we definitely need to change the light, so I'll need fire once again and see what we get. And I also might want to change some curves already here. I mean, we could do this later on in Photoshop or in Nuke or in After Effects or wherever we want. Do I still have here the same? Yeah, so I guess seamless is not really working with maximum materials. With most render engines, the seamless option is not working in Cinema 4D. Maybe now I'm not sure. Maybe this is here cut off. That's not good. No. We could try and change this here maybe to something like 200%, so we don't get so much repetitions. Or repeat. I'm not sure what the word is. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, 200% might work here. I'm not sure. I think it does. Doesn't look too weird to me. Here it does a little bit. The mapping is a little bit weird here. It's maybe 100% and 50% here. Let's try to re-render it. Maybe also the spheres are a little bit too big. I can't really tell right now. And I think also the bump is maybe too high. Even so, I mean, the bump could be realistic. When it's a lot of rust, it could really be that high, but it doesn't really look so good, to be honest. So we'll change this down here to 28 maybe. We would really need a real displacement here, but this would also take a little bit to calculate and stuff like that, and I'm not sure how good displacement would really work on this geometry and stuff like that, so I think it's fine like that. Okay, and let me try some curves here in the camera already. Let me try some different responses. I'm not even sure how. Do I need to reload now all the time to see the difference? Yeah. Okay, this could take a while. That's not good. Well, let's maybe change the HDRI first of all. We could really make these color changes in Photoshop later on anyway. I think we need to rotate the HDRI a little bit more. Maybe make it a little bit brighter here. Maybe change it back to this point. Let's get the intensity up. Let's put this here to 3. Yeah, it might already be fine. I think just simply the rust texture is a little bit too intense, to be honest. It's really, really intense. Maybe we can bring this down here a little bit of saturation. Something like that. Minus 55, and here exactly the same thing. Minus something like that. Let's bring down the bump a little bit more. Maybe do something like, I don't know, 10. Let's shut back into our original camera and see how this looks. Let me get rid of the protection tag. I really wanna. Yeah, it definitely looks better than before. That's for sure. And I think we might even can render it like that. That just simply make the final color corrections in Photoshop. This would definitely work good. Another thing that I want to do before we render this out, I definitely want to show you how I did animate this web, even though it wasn't really hard, to be honest. But the next thing, first things first, I want to duplicate the disk or the spider web in this case, because as you can see here in my video, there is the another spider web here in the front. I just simply take this spider web here and duplicated it and bring it up there, so we just simply have a little bit more depth in the shot, and another nice DOF also here in the front, and this really helped, I think, a little bit to sell the shot as well. So yeah. What's going on here? Hello? Okay. We could just simply go mesh axis center, center axis 2. Then it would be here in the front. And now we just simply try to apply this here a little bit to this thing here. So it looks a little bit lined up. And yeah, something like that maybe. Let's jump into the camera and see how it looks. That might be a little bit too high here, something like that maybe. Yeah. Okay, let's start fire. No, let's not start fire. Let's duplicate here the cloner with the spheres in it. And this time here an object, we need the other spiderweb, the spiderweb 1, and drop it in, so we have the exact same thing here. Okay, and now we can just simply make a quick test render, but I want to save the file, so we're not losing any data if anything is crashing. Okay. Okay. I think I liked it. And we also get a little bit of a DOF here in the front. And I wanna have less spheres here in the front, to be honest. So we'll change the count here to 500. The focus should really be more on the rust here and on the spiderweb behind it, not really on the spiderweb in the front. So we might even change this here to 100. Get even less spheres, just some. Okay, this might be too less. Let's maybe get 300 and change this sphere size a little bit. Let's just simply scale it down here a little bit in the scene. Okay. Let's re-render it. Okay, and to make this look a little bit better and a little bit better aligned, I will just simply jump into the spiderweb 1, go into point mode, live selection. Only select visible elements ticked off, and I will select this here because there may be more points. We'll just simply try to align this here a little bit more to this thing here. Okay, let's bring this back a little bit upwards. Let's bring this back here a little bit more upwards. Alright. And this one, and this should be enough, I guess. Okay. Let's maybe start fire one last time and see if we can get the HDRI a little bit better. And then we can render out our shot. No, first of all, I will show you how I animated this spiderweb as well. Even though it was really easy to be honest. But yeah, just wanna see how this looks. Okay, it doesn't really look too bad now. Maybe we could change the camera a little bit upwards. Yeah. Okay. And the HDRI. Could move it a little bit more. Let's see what we get. Okay, here is a little bit more green. I think I like that. Yeah, definitely. Because here we get a little bit of sunlight here in the back. A little bit. I think it looks way better. Definitely. The only thing that pisses me off a little bit is here that the texture repeats right here. That's definitely not good. But yeah. It's really the only thing. I mean, normally you could also probably do a rust texture with a noise map as well, and make it completely procedural. This would probably work, but yeah, doing it with a texture like I did, and just simply download it and see what you get. Doesn't also hurt. So I think we can get away with the shot. It doesn't look too bad. The only thing that really distracts me a little bit, maybe the spheres are still too big in the back. And maybe the DOF is too strong. Let's look at my picture again. No, I think the DOF is fine. Hard to tell. Maybe we have too much spheres on there. Okay, I just want to move the HDRI a little bit more. Maybe to 206. No, that's too far. 194 was perfect, I think. Yes, okay. That's good. Okay, let's save it like that. Okay. Okay, next thing. We could just simply animate this spider web by giving it a close tag. So we will just simply, first of all, let me disable the cameras here, or just simply disable them in the viewport so we can see them. We can disable the cloners for now, so we can see a little bit better what we're doing here. That's really weird now, just a second. Okay, that's the spheres for the front. What kind of spheres are those? Nobody knows it. Did I duplicate something? I didn't recognize it. Let's delete this cloner here. Yeah, let's delete it. Okay. It's a cloner for the back, so we disable this. What we need to do is now need to grab it a spider web. Let's see if we can do this with a loop selection, but probably not. So we get just simply the live selection. Make sure that only select visible elements is ticked off, because this might be more points than one. The spider web, this might happen because of the atom array. So let's just simply, if I click here, and just only, as you can see, I'm moving here points, and I can move here more points, so there are definitely more points than one. So we need to see that we grab all of those. So this is why we tick off only select visible elements. And we will also get the radius here a little bit higher, maybe to 40, something around 40. Now we'll just simply try to grab here all the points on the outside. So only the outer ring of the spider web. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. Here we go. Feels a little bit like painting. Okay, and if we're sure we have all points, and to be honest, I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Just simply drop in a close tag and go here to forces, no dresser, and click on fix points and click on set. And as you can see, the points turn immediately to pink. And if you try to play this now, let's see what happens. As you can see, a lot of oh my goodness happens. So we'll just simply try to optimize this. Click on optimize. And what optimize does is really bad, because it gets rid of our close selection. So we'll try to grab all points again. And to be honest, when I did create the scene, first of all, it was a still. So this took something around like maybe 2 hours, something like that with Octane. And then I tried for the demo reel to animate it as well. And there I did run into some problems with the animation. So I had to find the right value with the atom array and stuff like that, so that the spider web doesn't break apart and some other stuff. So I'm not sure if this will work now straight away. Yeah, now it's working. But as you can see, we get here some really bad iterations. But we can probably get rid of this. But at least this optimizing helped to hold this spider web together. What we need to do now is, I think I changed the gravity a little bit to a value that we wouldn't have on Earth normally. But just simply to not get such a hard animation on this. Maybe even make it fly a little bit. I think going here to 0.39. Yeah, it's already going upwards. But it should also change down. And as you can see, if you don't have so much movement in the spiderweb, which is also only natural, because if the movement would be too fast on the spiderweb, it would be just simply get ripped apart at some point by the wind anyway. So it's definitely okay if this moves a little bit slower, and this is what I was aiming for anyway. And the good thing by that is also that the spiderweb doesn't get completely ripped apart by the geometry as well. So it stays a little bit in place. As you can see, it goes a little bit up, it goes a little bit downwards, and it's not too harsh. It's still something that the spiderweb could still hold. And so yeah, this was pretty good. And if we activate the cloner, I think the clones, as you can see, moving with the spiderweb as well. Did we just lose some spheres here? Oh, there are two things going up. As you can see, we're losing something of our spiderweb. Oh no, where is it going? I guess it's going out to space. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, so the spiderweb is going out to space, and yeah, we probably won't see it again. So as you can see, there is some problem, but we definitely could determine where those things are coming from, and then just simply try to fix this on those special parts there. So let me look at this. As you can see here, this is probably something we could delete like right away or something like that. Bob. So now it won't fly away anymore, and we could just simply draw another line here. And okay, this wasn't good. Because of this deleting, I guess we got rid of our fixed points, and we would need to do this again. As you can see here, we have the second one, and we could delete this as well, or just simply try to fix it here with the points, with another optimization, maybe with another angle in the optimization, and then it probably would work. So as you can see, there are definitely some ways we could fix this. Maybe let's try it. Let's maybe do a right click, optimize. Let's maybe set the tolerance here to something like 1 centimeter. Oh, I'm sorry, that was way too much. Let's set the tolerance here to something like, I don't know how high we can get. Miss Mariana. No, this was just a bad joke. With this tolerance here. 0.01. Is this the normal value? I'm not sure. I think the normal value is even 1 zero more. Let's check it quickly. I will just simply grab my points here again. What I also could do, maybe what would help me here, to not always need to select these points here every time I make a change. But I'm not sure if this works then again after optimization. Is just simply go to select, set selection, and this would just simply make a point selection for me. So every time this gets deselected, I just simply make a double click here and have all my points again. Go into the close tag, dresser, click on set, done. Okay, let's make a play again. Let's see if anything else still goes out of space. And yes, still the same parts. Okay, so this is still not fixed. So we go optimize and go to tolerance of 0.05. Okay, and let's see if this works now. Yes, and we click on set. Okay, and let's see what we get now. If you really could fix it like that. Yes, nothing goes out to space anymore, and we're probably good. We might even can change the forces now a little bit more. This might also help to, yeah. As you can see, the spiderweb is now working better than before, but not really good. And then you can just simply, if you want to have a little bit of a different animation, you could just simply go and play here a little bit with the wind settings, wind strengths, turbulence. We can up here the wind strengths, as you can see it, and the wind turbulence speed to 13. This would probably really, if we up the wind strengths even more. Oh, here's the wind strengths is set to 0 right now. If I set this here now, maybe to to 3, I guess this would be totally chaos, as you can see. No, not even. Doesn't even look bad. Okay, let's try it with a value of 30. Whoa, okay, sweet mother. Yeah, this was exactly what I meant. So don't go too crazy with this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we have our animation, and the last thing we would need to do is just simply then set up our camera path. Just simply, I don't know, go here, start from here, or maybe here. I don't want to really see the spider web here ending, so I just want to start in the middle of the spider web probably. Go into my camera. Need to jump in first. Set a keyframe here. Whoops. Pause. At 0. Coordination X, Y, Z, and then of course here for the rotation, maybe if I want to have one, but probably not. And then I would just simply throw this here onto the X, and maybe also go a little bit up here. Yeah, something like this, and maybe go like this, but not too far. Maybe just only here. So really slow camera movement, something like this. Okay. And then we can see what we get. Not really much, because I probably forgot to set the keyframe at 0. So we'll take this keyframe here and set it to maybe 120, and at 0 we will just simply move down here on the X. Come on. And a little bit downwards, something like that. Maybe a little bit more in. Yeah, okay. And here the rotation as well. Now we should have our animation. Yep. So right now we have maybe a 4-second animation if you're rendering at 30 frames. The only thing that throws me a little bit is that this, I don't know why this is standard in Cinema 4D. I have really absolutely no clue. This is just simply, what is it called? Ease in, ease out, that is applied to the camera when you set 2 keyframes. So it starts a little bit slower, then gets up to the normal speed, and then just simply slows down when we reach the final frame. And this is not something that I want to have if I want to have fast cuts and stuff like that. I want to just have a normal movement. So what we can do is just simply jump into animation, jump onto our camera, go position, and I think only important for us here is maybe all 3 positions. Then we click here on, what kind of button do I need to click? I think this one, F curve. If you have a long animation and you can't see it here on your screen anymore, you just simply go to frame all. You can click here, then you will have all your frames you have. Even if you have 2000 frames, you will see it all on your screen, and from the beginning to the end point. And then you just simply click here this F curve mode. Sorry about that. Now we will zoom out here a little bit. Position X. Where is my position? Oh, here it is, as you can see. And here is this little small curve, so we just have to, how can I move up here again? Hello. Maybe I need to hold down the Alt key, exactly. Then we can even move in a little bit more, and then you can see better the curve that I mean here. So as you can see here, it starts slow and then gets to normal speed and then slows in. And then we just simply hold down the left mouse button, select this, and then we click just simply here on linear. And as you can see, now we have a linear movement. We can do this here exactly the same for the y-axis. Even though I think here it is linear probably. And set exactly the same. Just simply take the end point and the front point and set this here to linear. Linear. Here we go. Okay. Jump back, and if we now play the camera, let's maybe turn off the cloners for now so we have a faster movement in the scene. Now it's not slowing down and not getting speed whatsoever. It's just simply, it's not playing perfectly at 30 frames right now, so this is why it looks a little bit weird maybe. But now we have a linear animation. So this will also help us maybe a little bit. Okay, so this is what I've done with the scene. This was the setup. You can definitely do this with any other render engine as well. And yeah, I think I will just simply render out now the picture, and then we make some post work maybe in Photoshop. And yeah, I think then we are done. Oh, and by the way, while this is rendering, was just checking out the DOF page of Maxwell Render. If you want to know a little bit more accurate information, normally before I would work with a render engine or while I work with a render engine, is I just simply read the manual. I mean, this always helps. And here you can just simply see how the DOF really works inside of Maxwell. It's really nice illustrated here, also with the f-stop settings, shutter speed, focal distance, and so on. They also describe that you have to work in a real-world scale. Of course, I mean, you should do this with every render engine to work properly. And also that here, if you go to lenses, that the pinhole lens that I was using before doesn't produce any DOF at all. This lens is similar to the Cine lens in functionality, except it doesn't produce any depth of field blurring effects. So you can definitely leave out the pinhole lens for such things. So that's definitely not working. And if you want to know more about the right DOF settings, you can just simply check out this section here in the Maxwell manual and see what you can do to produce a really nice and good DOF. Normally, when I look at this picture, I mean, I think I can finish rendering. Then, to be honest, I'm at SL14, maybe I'll render it to SL15 or 16. As you can see here in the DOF, we still have some noise going on. This probably needs some time to clear up. What I don't like in the picture, what I want to tell right away is, which I would fix if I really want to have the shot for myself and it should be perfect, is that this here definitely would not work for me, because as you can see, this is way too big and it's not really aligned here to this helix. And this wouldn't really work in the real world. I mean, it would at least fall down and then just simply keep hanging there. So I think I would make the cloner maybe editable, and then since it's not, I mean, it would be more geometry, but it would be not that bad. And then just simply try to get this more into place, so maybe move it around a little bit better, or maybe scale it down or whatsoever. Another thing that I don't like right now is that the DOF, I probably have to move the camera a little bit more backwards. That the DOF here in the front is not really so much there. I mean, in the back I think it's already alright, but here in the front this is still a little bit too in focus for me right now. And I think I would also maybe rework a little bit the material for the spiderweb itself, even so it doesn't look too bad. And after post-work you will see this whole picture will even look better probably. But right now, these are the things that I would still change. But this would probably take another, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, and I don't want to make such a long tutorial. So you can change it if you want to. I would definitely do it if it would be a shot for me, but I already have done it. So yeah, I'm definitely out of this. Okay, so I will just simply pause the video, then we do the Photoshop work, and after that we can close this chapter. Okay, alright, I think I will stop it here right now. It's almost at SL16, and as you can see, the DOF, I mean, this always takes a little bit in Maxwell, that the DOF needs to clear up. You have a lot of reflections going on, and also here starts really the DOF to be kicking in, and it needs to calculate a lot in the back, so I don't really blame Maxwell for that. It just simply takes a little while to get this clean. So we'll just simply click here on stop, and then we can, I think here, save this out at least a 16-bit image and save it here under, I want to save it as an TIFF, spiderweb TIFF, okay. And I hope it's not saved, I'm not sure. Let's hope. Let's open up Photoshop. Alright. And let's see what we get. Let's open up this file. Personal spiderweb.png. Okay, it's only saved as PNG, doesn't really matter right now. Okay, let's take it. Let's start up the camera raw filter. Most of the time when I'm working with still images, I'm using the camera raw filter. Let's maybe change this here a little bit to in the blue direction, then here a little bit more in this direction. I think this looks already a little bit better. Let's maybe make it a little bit brighter, something like that. Contrast, we could give it a little bit more contrast. Not really necessary. I think like that's good. Like this, we could get rid a little bit of the noise in the picture, but it will also destroy the picture a little bit. So I think we're not changing that. We'll definitely give it a little bit of an, what is it called again? Vignetting. We will give it a little bit more of a vignetting effect, something like that maybe. Let's click OK, and let's jump into Magic Bullet Looks, and let's apply a diffuse, maybe a chromatic aberration. Sweet mother, what happened here? No, 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 okay. I need definitely diffusion, and I need a chromatic aberration here in the lens. Let's change this here to plus, maybe plus 100 here, or maybe 120, here minus 120. Let's go here minus as well. Okay, and the diffusion size, let's see the difference. There is not really a difference. Grade, let's up the grade here, maybe to 6. And now let's see the difference in size. Size definitely 200%. Highlights only maybe to 0. Oh wow, okay, let's change back the grade. Let's do it maybe something like that. Okay, maybe that's still too much. And now we could get in here some color. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe something, maybe a little bit bluish. No. More kind of an orange effect, and exposure compensation a little bit more, so we don't lose so much light in the scene. And let's take the grade down maybe to 1. I think that's still too much. Exposure compensation a little bit down. Maybe it was fine like that. Okay. And let's hit OK, or finished. And we are done with our picture. I mean, it doesn't look too shabby, to be honest. It doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I definitely would change this. This spiderweb definitely here needs more DOF, because the problem is also, you can definitely see that it's not really like a real spiderweb. I mean, there are just too many sharp edges and stuff like that. Maybe we could throw it into a subdivision surface and see how it looks then. Maybe let's try this quickly. I think I haven't tried this before. Subdivision surface, let's take the second spiderweb in the front and see what happens. Not really something, there is no smoothing out whatsoever. No, doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's not working. But here a stronger DOF would definitely help to sell the shot. Like I said, I did exactly the same on my video, on the rendering that I did. I mean, this wasn't really intended because the geometry did look so bad, because I think I just thought it really looks nice for the shot. Okay, but anyway, I hope you learned a little bit something by this breakdown. I want to say thanks again to everybody that watched one of my tutorials, that followed me along, and that maybe bought one of my tutorials, that ever humped to my homepage, that follows me on Facebook and so on. It's really much appreciated. I love you guys, and this is why I'm doing these tutorials. That's really the only reason, because you were watching it, at least some of you. And so yeah, so I hope you learned a little bit something. And I also want to say a huge thanks to the Maxwell Render team for sponsoring me with this really nice license, and thanks to Tanya and to Kirsty for all the nice support and everything you do for me, guys. It's really much appreciated. And yeah, okay, I hope to talk to you guys soon, and I hope that I don't have so much work, so I can put up a little bit more tutorials. But if not, please don't be too angry. Alright guys, catch you next time, and bye bye.